Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Aylie, thanks for watching. Today's video is going to be a sort of get ready with me style video. I wanted to do a sort of summer everyday makeup routine. Summer appropriate everyday sort of makeup, because I mean we don't get the best of summers here in Scotland, but when it's hot like it is now, and excuse the mess of my hair, it has been like this in a couple of my last videos just because it's so hot here. I know a lot of people say that us that live in cooler climates always complain about the cold, and then as soon as it gets hot we complain about the heat, but we don't have air conditioning. So when it gets hot we just have to totally suffer the heat, and not that I'm complaining at all, but it's hot. So yeah, you really don't want to cake on a load of makeup when you're absolutely roasting or anything like that, unless you're going to be in somewhere and it's going to be cool. And like I said, we don't have air conditioning, so I always go much more lightweight and very simplistic with my makeup. And I have noticed that the ordinary foundations are actually really good for this kind of weather, and it is what I've been wearing. So I'm not going to ramble on, we'll just jump straight in, and I'm going to show you what I do on the hotter days, and hopefully I'll be doing this kind of makeup when I'm on holiday and stuff like that as well. So let's just jump straight into the video. So for primer today I'm just going to use the L'Oreal Nude Magic, and I'm just going to stick this in my T-zone. My skin is dry, and in the heat obviously I will end up getting a little bit oily. For foundation I'm going to use the Ordinary Colours Serum Foundation, and this one is in 2.1p, and I'm going to give it a good shake. This is a really liquidy foundation, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover most of my face in this, and then if I feel like I need to build up any coverage I'll use the coverage foundation. This probably doesn't match me very well at the moment because my fake tan, as you can probably see, is a total mess, and this foundation does oxidize pretty badly. So just to even that out a little bit, I'm going to use a little bit of the coverage foundation. For concealer, I'm really not going to use a lot of concealer. It can tend to really crease up in the heat. I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal True Match Concealer, and this is in the shade number 2 Vanilla. And I'm literally just gonna do that. This does blend quite easily, so it will spread out a little bit, but I really don't want too much really creamy product under my eyes. And then I did take my foundation up underneath my eyes for a change as well. So to set that, I'm going to use the RCMA No Colour Powder, and I use this a little bit differently now. What I do is I take the tub and take the palm of my hand and really lightly just sort of coat my hand with the powder, and then I'll take my beauty blender and I'll just sort of dab in just to get it coated, not massively caked, it literally is just a coating. I will set my concealer with it, and as you can see it's not leaving a load of powder on my face, it is just literally setting the concealer because I'm not picking up a load of powder. And then you can sort of put a little bit more on the sponge and just stipple it around the rest of your face using the sponge as well, and that'll just set the rest of your face. Obviously, because I have a dry skin for the millionth time, I can't bake or anything like that, because if I do it just ends up looking a cakey. My god. You've got to be careful with this powder as well, because the packaging will just make it go everywhere. But yeah, generally a light coating on your hand, not it's sprayed out everywhere, and I definitely do not need that much powder. But just for a little bit of added setting power, whatever you want to call it, this trick just kind of helps push the powder into your skin and also melt it a little bit as well, so you don't end up, I find that if I go over with a brush and I go over it with powder and stuff like that, I will get it clinging onto any baby hairs and it will look really powdery. But when I do this, because the sponge is still damp, it just melts it into the skin a little bit more. After I've done that, I will grab my MB1 from Morphe, my powder brush, and just really lightly sort of go over the top of it, just to make sure that there's no excess powder sitting anywhere. General consensus is don't layer cream over powders, but there are certain ones that I find that I can layer over. Not really creamy products, but certain products. MAC Cream Blend Blush in Lady Blush is one of them. That is the colour there, and you can see it's just a really nice soft sort of blush colour, and I find that it layers over the top of powders fine. I mean, if my face was caked in powder it might be different, but really I have just literally put a really light coating on. Use just a little bit of that because I am still going to bronze and I don't want the kind of bronzer catching too much in the blush. And then because this has a little bit of powder on it, what I'll do is I will just blend over the top of it with that, and that'll sort of help set it. Gives a really nice sort of healthy glow to the skin. And for bronzer, obviously I'm going to use Hoola and Hoola Light like I always do. I absolutely love this combination, just to get that sort of custom shade, I suppose. And after I've done my cheeks and stuff like that, I'll just run it over my nose just to bring a little colour back to my nose. And then just to sort of fake a contour, I don't really want to contour with this look because, to be honest, if it's a sort of everyday summery look, I don't really like to contour because it's just too much effort. So I'm just going to dip into Hoola with my Kat Von D Shade and Light brush and just sort of gently build up the colour a little bit in my contour area. For my nose, I really am just going to run down the sides of my nose with Hoola Light because I don't really want to do anything crazy. For my eyes, I'm just going to use my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I'm just going to use my finger, using Morphe M502 and the lightest shade, the pale kind of matte shade in the Morphe 350 palette. I'm literally just going to run over that just to make sure that it's all set. I'm going to grab my Morphe M332 brush, and for this I'm going to just grab one of these sort of paler colours in here. Normally I just mix them, I don't really stick to any sort of colour. And I'm just going to do that where I normally put my transition. Don't need to be neat about it or anything like that. And if you've got hooded eyes like me, I always take my colours way up higher. Like the normal crease would kind of be in here where my eye actually creases, but you can't see that when my eyes are open, so I always sort of just pull it up. With my transition shade, I tend to have it really high. And then with my Morphe M518, I'm just going to grab a slightly darker colour, not too dark. I'm going to go for this one here, and I'm just going to put that slightly lower. I am making it so that I can see it with my eyes open, but I'm not kind of too worried about it. It's more for definition than anything else. Has anybody, answer in the comments below, got the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette? Because I still haven't got it. If it gets re-released again in August, I may be able to snag it, but I really don't know. And I've seen really good reviews on it, so I mean, I do definitely want it. I am kind of worried that eventually when I can get it, they're going to be like, oh, it's sold out and that's it, it's not coming back ever again. I was hoping that Beauty Bay were going to stock it, and they said that they were working on it, but they're not saying any more now, so I'm kind of wondering, are they actually going to stock it? For my lid, I'm just going to use this second colour in here right on the top. It's not matte, but it's not really shimmery. I'd say it's just a sort of kind of satin shade. I'm not being particularly neat about where I place that. And I'll grab my 518 again and just blend at the edges. And for my lower lash line, I'm just going to grab the M169 and go into that transition shade that I used and run this underneath my lower lash line. Then I'm going to grab this teeny toty accent brush from Real Techniques and the colour that I used on my outer corner and just run that right along the bottom lashes. But that is it, and it literally takes me 5 minutes if I'm not talking. So, eyebrows. Lately my brow game has just not been good for some reason. But yeah, we're going to forget about that. So I'm just going to do some highlighting just now, and I'm going to use the Anastasia Nicole Glow because you know I love it. I'm really into the habit of literally just mixing these 3 shades in this palette. I don't know why. Said I was going to do a little bit of highlight and it turned into a lot of highlight. And then I'm going to curl my eyelashes. And I'm going to use Rimmel's Lash Accelerator Endless. This is the one with the Grow Complex and stuff like that in it. And I really like this one for my lower lashes. And then I will use this on my top lashes as well, but I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Colossal Volume Express. I like this one because it's got a nice big fat brush on it. And lastly, I'm just going to spritz my face with MAC's Fix Plus, but you can use any sort of setting spray for this. And normally I don't wear any sort of lipstick just because unless I'm going out or that, it's just a total faff. It's a total pain in the arse because my lips are so small anyway. But I do really like this one from Rimmel. It's in the colour Asia number 77. This lipstick is so old, but it still smells really nice. It still has that distinctive Rimmel lipstick smell, so it hasn't started smelling bad or anything like that. So I do use it from time to time. I haven't had any problems with it, but I don't even know if they still make it. I bet they probably do. But that is it. Yeah, something really quick and easy to kind of just throw on before you go out the door. It literally takes me 5-10 minutes if I'm not trying to concentrate on what I'm doing and talk to a camera and stuff like that at the same time. So it's not too heavy and it's not going to slide off your face. Really, I don't feel like I have anything on my face. You can still see like freckles and stuff like that through it, so it is really light and natural coverage. Actually, thinking back, I would probably even just skip the step of the Serum Foundation and just go for a really light layer of the coverage foundation. But hey ho, I still like how it turned out and it's just really nice and glowy. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. I do have a giveaway coming up. Apart from that, I think that's it. Any product recommendations you have for the summer months, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I post videos every Wednesday and Friday, so hopefully I will see you guys soon.